What's up, YouTube? This is Guy, and today, instead of doing a review video, and I have several videos coming soon, watch reviews that is, I wanted to just, talk about a potential upcoming purchase that I'm thinking about making. It's kind of just a lazy Sunday, and I'm sitting around here looking around online at new watch options, and yeah, I wanted to share my thoughts about something I'm thinking about getting, get your guys' feedback and opinion about it, stuff like that. So I would like to get another dive watch in my collection, but I don't want to spend a ton of money. Something around $500 or less is what I was thinking. Right now, the only diver that I really have in my collection is the SKX007. I ended up giving the Orient Ray 2 to my father as a Father's Day present, which he is super enjoying. And while that was a pretty decent watch, I decided, go ahead and pass that along to him. But now I have, an urge to get another diver to play around with. So I'm a big fan of Hamilton. If you guys have been watching the channel since the beginning, you know that I have a Hamilton Khaki Field, and I absolutely love that watch. I've reviewed it in the past. I did a comparison video of that watch with the Rolex Explorer. I also have a review of the Hamilton Khaki King automatic coming soon. That's on loan from a viewer, so look forward to seeing that review. But the point is that I really do like Hamilton, and I started looking around at dive watches and noticed that Hamilton has a few in their lineup and a couple of recent additions for the Hamilton Khaki Navy Scuba automatic. I'm sort of interested in those. So yeah, there's 3 versions. Well, technically, I guess there's 4 versions, but the 4th version I think is older. It's totally different design and layout, and I'm not interested in that one. But the 3 versions that have more recently come out look really appealing to me. They're a couple of coloration and strap options. The one that I'm most interested in is the black dial, black bezel on the stainless steel bracelet. The other ones with the orange highlights, I don't think I can pull that off. I think it does look cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just not for me. Things to like about it, though, and I mean, the specs first, I guess, basic specs. It's a 40mm watch, it's got 20mm lugs, it runs on the H10 automatic movement, sapphire crystal, screw-down crown, 100-meter water resist, and of course, like I said, it comes on the metal bracelet. And the other thing to really like about it is, while it has a $745 MSRP, I do see them online for $500, maybe a little bit less gray market, up towards maybe $600, but it's in the ballpark of the price that I am looking for. Like I said, there's a lot to like about this based on the pictures that I've seen. Excellent sizing, again, 40mm with 20mm lugs. I couldn't find out what the thickness was and the lug to lugs from top to bottom are, but overall it does look like a really good size. It looks like it would probably fit my wrist quite well. The movement is a great movement, the H10 movement from Hamilton. I am starting to become a pretty big fan of it. In my experience with 3 Hamilton watches, it has been 2 out of 3 anyway, been exceptionally accurate, and the 3rd one was more than adequate in accuracy. Of course, it's based off an ETA movement, so that's a plus side. The price is, like I said, pretty much right, and it has that Hamilton khaki heritage. If you look at the dial, you see it's an interesting dial. Honestly, it's got that inner 24-hour chapter ring, or not chapter ring, but inner 24-hour scale. The chapter ring, the outer chapter ring, features just markers, so it's interesting in that it doesn't have actual indices or markers for the numerals for 1 through 12, but on the other hand, it does have the inner ring with those 24-hour numerals. It does relay that Hamilton khaki heritage to me. When you look at it, you think Hamilton, and it feels like a Hamilton watch, even though it's a diver, not a field watch. So to me, that's another draw, another appeal. It's something that I like about it. But, and it's not a big but there's some stuff that I don't like about it, mostly when it comes to the aesthetic of the watch. I wish there was some things that they would change. Most notably for me, the position of the date complication. I'm just not a fan of that asymmetrically laid out between the 4 and 5 o'clock time markers. I don't like the date window there. To me, it doesn't jive. Totally personal aesthetic issue. I can't tell anybody else, like, oh, it's right or wrong. It's just, an opinion, but it just doesn't work for me. Now, I did a mock-up just to see, like, hey, what would it look like if they put this date aperture or date window in the, in my opinion, correct position. So I'll bring in a side-by-side of the original actual picture of the watch along with my mock-up. And I moved the date from the 4/5 o'clock area over to the 3 o'clock area. I truncated the marker at 3 o'clock, that large triangular marker that they have there. I truncated that down. And then I moved the number 15 for the 24-hour scale over to the left slightly to make room. Now it's a rough mock-up, it's not like perfect, obviously. I just threw it together over the course of a couple of minutes, but I really wish that they would have done this layout, in particular with the date complication, on the dial for this watch. I think it looks 100% better. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on that specifically. Yeah, I really wish that they would make that change, and I mean, they're not going to make that change now, right? This is a done deal, I'm sure, but I wish that would have been their original design choice. I think it really does look a whole lot better. That's the main point of contention for me. There are some other little issues about the watch too that I would like to see changed. None of these are really make or break. And I mean, to be honest, I don't know that the position of the date window is make or break for me. I'm still entertaining the idea of picking this watch up. But that is it's just something that bugs me about it. Really, I don't want to say the only thing, because I'm going to go through this list of other little things that bug me. But that's kind of the thing that's making me hesitate on buying it. These other issues wouldn't make me hesitate. We'll just go down the list real quick. And number one, on the bezel at, the 12 o'clock position, it doesn't look like in any of the pictures that there's a lume pip there. And if there's no lume there, it sort of almost makes it not actually a tool watch. It's like, if you can't get lume on your bezel, you probably can't realistically trust it to be a dive watch, right? Not that I'm a scuba diver, so it's not an issue, but I would like to see lume there if there isn't. I'm not 100% sure that there isn't, but in the pictures that I've seen, it doesn't look like there's any lume there. Also on the bezel, for the first 15 minutes of the elapsed time bezel, there's just hash marks with oversized hash marks at 5, 10, and 15. I wish that the hash mark at 10 was instead an actual numeral for, the number 10. I would like that better, but again, these are little things. It's not something that would make me not purchase the watch. It's just a little thing that I would prefer if I had my way. Another thing, if you look down at the 6 o'clock position, it says Swiss made to the right and left of that big triangular marker. Something about that doesn't look quite right to me. It's because on the chapter ring, they truncate off those hash marks. That doesn't look quite right to me. It looks imbalanced. Again, it's like this sort of asymmetrical thing. I don't really care for that. If I had my choice, I would rather them continue with the hash marks all the way around. I think that would be a better design decision. But that's very, very minor and very nitpicky. But since I'm considering spending, $500 on this watch, I'm evaluating everything about it, and, I make a pros and cons list, and that's one of the cons for me. Very, very minor, though. The other thing on the bracelet, I think that it uses the same sort of clasp that is on my Hamilton Khaki Field, and it's a decent clasp. The bracelet links are a little bit different, of course, but the clasp in particular has this flaw that there's only 2 micro adjustment holes. I wish that they would have come out with some sort of ratcheting clasp, or at a very minimum, more than 2 micro adjustment holes. That's not enough. I frequently have problems with watches that only have 2 micro adjustment holes. Now there are these little gizmos called watch bracelet or clasp extenders, but they're kind of hokey. I mean, it works in a pinch, but it's certainly not optimal. It doesn't look really good. But you can extend your bracelet and add extra micro adjustment with these little extender things. But I don't want to do that. I just want it to work out of the box. Ideally, like I said, I'd love it if they had some sort of on-the-fly adjustable or ratcheting clasp. Hamilton needs to jump into that sort of system at some point here, I think. And on their new version of the Khaki Navy Scuba, that would have been the optimal watch to do it with, in my opinion. But yeah, at a minimum, add some more micro adjustment holes. I mean, come on, 2 is not enough for most people, I don't think. That might be one of the biggest make or break decisions for me in buying this watch, actually, because that's going to adversely affect whether or not it's comfortable to wear. You know, the other things are all aesthetic and I could probably get over them, but when it comes to comfort, it's either you can wear it or you can't, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to spend this lazy Sunday here kind of thinking out loud. Do I really want to spend $500 give or take on this watch? What do you guys think about this watch? Do you think it looks like a nice watch? Is there anyone out there that owns it? And if you do, tell me what you think about it. I'd really like to hear it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just do this one as a short little video, kind of my thoughts and musings about a potential future purchase. I appreciate you guys tuning in, as always, and we'll be back in this coming week with probably, well, I've got 5 or so, yeah, I think it's 5, maybe 6 reviews in the pipeline that I'm working on right now, so there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out here in the next month, or few weeks anyway, so stay tuned, keep an eye out. Alright guys, take care, have a good one, bye.